Okay guys, so this is week 3, lesson 3, our final lesson of the week. And what we're going to do is we're going to correct the homework, which I saw that most of you have uploaded already, which is great. Which was the questions here on the screen from the revision exercise. So we go through those really quickly. Some of you, half of you did them all, which is fabulous. It shows great initiative. But if you haven't, I asked you to do a few. I'm happy with that. So we'll fly through these nice and quick, and then we're going to do an introduction to algebra, and we'll see how we get on. And then, of course, we have our live lesson again on Monday. So any questions you have on the revision exercise, or more likely the questions that you're going to have on algebra, we'll go through then. Okay, so let's have a quick look. Question 1 is this one here, and you see you have patterns. So you go from 1 peanut, are they peanuts? Pebbles. 2 has 4 peanuts, and pattern 3 has 7 peanuts. There's obviously you're adding plus 3 here, and you're adding plus 3 here. So you're going to add another plus 3 to get the 4th pattern. So P4 is going to have another 3 peanuts. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've added an extra 3. So this one had 1 peanut, this one had 4 peanuts, this one had 7 peanuts, and the new one, pattern 10, is going to have 10 peanuts. So the difference is the same. Okay. For part B, they want you to fill in the pattern numbers. So pattern number 1 had, or I keep saying peanuts, pebbles, had 1 pebble. Pattern number 2 had 4 pebbles. Pattern number 3 had 7. The one we drew had 10. And because we're adding 3, 3, 3, and we're going to add 3 again, so you're adding 3 every time, pattern number 5, even though we haven't drawn it, is going to have 10 plus 3, which is 13 peanuts. Because the first difference is the same, it is a linear pattern. And how many pebbles would pattern 8 need? Well, if pattern 5 needs 13, pattern 6 is going to need 16, pattern 7 is going to need 19, and pattern 8 is going to need 13, 15, 18 is going to need 21 peanuts. Okay. Right. So describe the pattern in your own terms, which we've done. So just for C, because it says in our own words, so it's a linear pattern starting with 1. So starts with 1 and add 3 each time. Add 3 each term. Okay. Okay. So pattern 8 is going to need 21 pebbles. Okay, let's go on and have a look then at our next one to do is question 4. For each sequence, identify whether it's linear or non-linear. So basically, you know that if it's linear, the first difference is the same. If the first difference is not the same, it's going to be non-linear. So I'm going to do this on the page here, right? So the difference between 3 and 8 is going to be plus 5. Difference between 8 and 11 is going to be plus 3. I have my answer already, haven't I? Difference between 11 and 12 is plus 1. Difference between 12 and 11 is minus 1. So this first one is definitely non-linear. I'll just do one more to give you an idea. Or maybe I'll do, one more. Do part C, for example. Difference between 14 and 21 is plus 7. Difference between 21 and 28 is plus 7. Okay. Difference between 28 and 35 is plus 7. Difference between 35 and 42 is plus 7. So because the difference is all the same, this one is linear. Okay, there we go. So I'll just do F just because it's minuses, and just to do one that has minuses in it. The difference between minus 3 and minus 10 is minus 7. Minus 10 and minus 17 is minus 7. Minus 17 and minus 24 is minus 7. And minus 24 and minus 31 is minus 7. So here's another linear one. And the answers, just in case you're wondering why I'm not doing them all, how am I supposed to figure out whether I got them right? how do I correct it and put my corrections in the homework section of my OneNote, which you should be doing. As well as the homework, I have all the answers out here, and I've highlighted the ones that were from the homework, so you can check all the ones that I haven't corrected, and then ask me any questions in the comments, email me, or wait until Monday for the live class. Question 5. The first 3 stages of a pattern are shown in the diagram. So we have stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. Okay, so we're up to question number 5. So stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. Okay, so pattern 1 has many blocks. Well, it's going to have 1 block. Pattern 2 has 3 blocks, and pattern 3 has 6 blocks. Okay. Identify what type of pattern is shown in the table, and make sure to give a reason for your answer. Okay, so well, the difference between 1 and 3 is +2. Difference between 3 and 6 is +3. So it's not linear. It's going to be non-linear. Why? Well, the first difference not the same. The first difference is not the same. They're all different. +2 and +3, different numbers. Okay. After 6, then I asked you to do number 7. So question number 7. 7 was Molly had saved €30. Okay, so I'm going to highlight bits of this so I can remember it. Molly saved €30. She gets €8 a week for doing chores at home. She spends €3 on sweets every week and saves the rest in the money box. How much has Molly saved at the end of week 1? Okay, so save €30. That's where Molly's starting off. So she saved €30. Okay, she gets €8 a week for doing chores. So you say, okay, so €30 in the saving. You add the €8 on. So add the €8 on. So we're on €38 she should have at the end of week 1. But every week Molly spends €3 on sweets. So we say, okay, but she doesn't have €38 left. She's going to have €38. Take away the €3 sweet money. She's left with €35. That's going to be our answer, the part A. Okay, the part B then, fill in the table. Copy and complete the table, show how the savings grow in the first 5 in the first 5 weeks. So we already got the answer to week 1 is going to be €35. Week 2, it's gonna go up by a €5 a week, isn't it? So +8 take away 3. So here's the movement every week. She gets €8 pocket money and takes away 3 for sweets. So every week the money's going to go up by a €5. So week 2 is going to be 40, week 3 is going to be 45, week 4 is going to be 50, and week 5 is going to be 55. Okay, the last part then, Molly stops buying sweets after the 5 weeks. After how many weeks will she have 135 in her money box? Well, you say, okay, well, how much does she have to save then to get to 135? So we go, well, 135 is where we're trying to get to. Take away the €55 that she has at the end of week 5. And that is going to give us, 55 is €80. So she has to save an extra €80. And from now on in, she's not going to be buying them sweets. You say, well, okay, well, so if we take the €80 and we divide that by how much money is she going to get now, since she's not buying the sweets, but she's going to have the whole €8, and we divide that in. So we have, well, here's how much money she wants, and here's how much she's saving every week. We divide that in, and it's going to take 10 weeks, like that. Okay. Right, so after many weeks, we have to save 135 in her money box is going to take 10 weeks. Okay, fair enough. So we'll go on and we'll have a look. I didn't give 8, did I? Okay, so. Oh, sorry, 10 weeks. So be very careful there. I'm getting confused myself here now. So back to this question there. After how many weeks will she have 135 in her money box? So go back to that for a second. We had 135 euros. We took away the 55 that was saved after the first 5 weeks. That gave us 80 euros. So the 10 weeks is how much longer it's going to take. Okay. So bear in mind, we've already done 5 weeks, so we have to finish it off. I was thinking that was a bit short. So 10 weeks plus 5 weeks is going to take in total 15 weeks. Okay, so that's your actual answer. So this is how long it's going to take her to go from. So it's going to take her, the answer we worked out first, is going to take 10 weeks to go from 55 euros to 135 euros. But so in total, it's going to take the 10 weeks that we just worked out plus the 5 weeks that she'd already done to get the 15 weeks. Apologies. The last question then I wanted you to do was question number 9. Quite a long question. Ben and Holly both opened savings account with 100 euros. So they put 100 euro into the savings account straight away. The table shows how much they have in their accounts each month over a 3-month period. So here you go. At no months, they both started off with 100 euro. You open up an account, you throw in 100 euros. And then we have after month 1, after month 2, and after month 3. And you can see that the totals there are different then. They're putting in different amounts of money. And at the end, Ben ends up with more money than Holly does. Identify which saving pattern represents a linear sequence and which one represents a non-linear sequence. Okay, well, let's take Ben first. So Ben goes from 100 to 125, which is a 25 euros, and then 25 euros, and then 25 euros. So we know that because the first difference is the same, Ben is a linear one. He's adding 25 every month. Every month he goes in, he throws in 25 quid. Holly, first month, she adds in 3. Second month, she adds in 9 euro. And the third month, she adds in 15 euros. Okay, so that's definitely not linear. So the non-linear one is going to be Holly. So how you arrived at the answer, and Ben, first difference was the same. Holly, first difference not the same, not linear. And the second part was B. Assuming Ben continues to save, so we're sticking with Ben now, continues to save before, copy and complete the table to show how much he would have saved the next 3 months. Okay, so we're just going to keep adding 25 euros. So at month 3, he was on 175. So he's going to go 200. He's going to go 225, 250. He's going to keep adding 25. He's going to add 25 here, 25 here, and 25 here to bring him up to 250 euros. And what's that ask? How much would he have saved in the next 3 months? So in the next 3 months, he would have gone up to 250 euros. Okay, that's how much he would have in his savings account. Okay, right, and all the answers are out here. The ones that I gave you are highlighted, and the rest of them are there for people who did more than that. If you have any questions on any of them, stick it up there. Right, really quick introduction to algebra. Okay, this is chapter 15 in the book for anyone who is looking this up for the questions and so on. Now, I want to take our time on this. Monday's a great day. We have a live lesson and we can ask questions. There's a lot of lingo here, a lot of kind of maths definitions and all that. And I just want you to put them out there, but I don't want you to learn these off. You'll kind of you'll understand what the words mean as you go through the questions, and you'll be doing algebra now for the next 6 years, no matter what level of maths you're doing, because it comes up in everything. Okay, so a couple of the words. A variable is a letter. You see algebra, you talk about A's and B's and X's and Y's. A variable is a letter, usually X or Y. Variables change. Same in science when you're looking up controls and variables. Variables are letters and they change. A constant is a number. Okay, a number by itself. A number by itself. So what I want to do, if I want to put a variable and a constant in the same expression, so I could put X plus 4. And in that, there, this is your variable. We don't know what it is, could change. And this is your constant. the variable and the constant. This could be anything. I don't know what it is. It could be a million, could be 2, could be -6. I don't know what it is. That's why we call it a variable. A coefficient, again, don't be trying to remember these words. A coefficient is a number or symbol that is multiplying a variable. Okay, so if I want to say, well, if I want to put a variable down, x, so there's my variable, and I want to put a coefficient with it, I'd put a 5 in front of it. This thing here is your coefficient, so it's something coefficient. Okay, the last one there is an expression. Don't worry about this one here for the moment. Don't worry about this one here. Just an algebraic expression. It contains one or more numbers, one or more term, and it also contain one or more constant terms. Okay, so you have a few different things in an expression. This here is an expression. Okay, so if you have a look here, this kind of takes it all in. So I'm going to write out an expression. So 2x minus 8, say. So this whole thing here is an expression. Okay, in here we have a constant. In here, the x is your variable. And this is your coefficient. Okay, right. Now forget all that for a second. Let's just go on and take a look. See this sum here. Find the value of 2x minus 5 if x is equal to 4 or x is equal to -3. Right, let's go here for a second. Have a space there? No, I don't. So 2x minus 5. So here's our expression, 2x minus 5. And they're saying, right, what's the answer if x is equal to 4? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write this whole thing out again, except everywhere I see an x, I'm going to put in a 4. And remember, if I have 2 by x, that's the same as writing 2 multiplied by x. If I have 5y, because these two are connected, there's nothing in between them, that means 5 multiplied by y. So when I look over here, 2 multiplied by x, it means 2x means 2 multiplied by x. So what I'm going to do with this expression here is, wherever I see an x, I'm going to sub in what they're telling me x is, and they're telling me that x is 4. So I'm going to do 2. Instead of the x, I'm going to stick in a 4. And I'm going to put brackets in to show that it's multiplying. Minus 5. Okay? I usually put these arrows in to show it's another line. So that's all I've done there. Because they've told me x is 4, wherever there was an x, I stuck in a 4. I'm going to work it out. What's 2 multiplied by 4? I'm just going to do that a little bit there. Leave the 5 where it is. 2 multiplied by 4 is 8. Put the 5 down again. Minus 5. So our answer to that one is 3. 8 minus 5, which is equal to 3. The other thing they said was you could also do it where x is equal to -3. So I'm going to I'm going to write it out again. I'm going to do it here, right? I'll put it in a box over here. So x is -3. So here's my expression again. 2x minus 5. This time we're going to let x is -3. So I'm going to put it out again. 2 times -3 minus 5. So put my arrows in so it's a different line. So if I multiply 2 times -3, that gives me -6. Stick me 5 back down, and from your number line, when we did integers, when you have -6 and you take away -5, that gives you -11, like that. I just want to put in a box just to give you a rule. If you're multiplying signs, so if I want to multiplying signs, because some of you might be confused on how I got that. Multiplying signs. If I want to multiply a plus multiplied by a plus gives you a plus. A plus multiplied by a minus gives you a minus. A minus multiplied by a minus gives you a plus. And a minus multiplied by a plus gives you a minus. Okay, now, the way to remember that is if the sign's the same, the answer is plus. If the sign's different, you're looking at a minus. So when I go back up here and I look at this and I say, right, this was a plus 4 in here. So 2 multiplied by plus 4, so we have plus 2 by plus 4 is going to give us plus 8. Over here, where I had a plus 2 and a minus 3, that gave me a minus 6. So that's how I'm multiplying the signs. So obviously 2 by 3 is 6, but plus by minus gives you minus. You'll get used to that. One more thing I want you to do is a couple of examples here. So I'm just going to do 2 of these out for you, and you can have a look at the rest of them. So I'll do part A, and I'll do part C, and I'll do 3, and do part D as well. So part A, I have 3A minus 2B. Now bear in mind, they've told us A is 4, B is minus 2, and C is minus 3. So I'm going to rewrite part A, except I'm going to sub in those numbers. So what I have 3 times, put in A, they're telling me it's 4, minus 2 times, what they tell me B is minus 2. This is where the sign thing is going to come in. So there's our first line. So I'm going to multiply 3 by 4, which is going to give me 12. And I'm going to multiply now, this is where it comes in, minus 2 by minus 2. So I'm going to say, forget about the signs for a second because they're confusing. 2 by 2 is 4. And then I'm going to say, right, I have a minus by a minus. I'm going to go out and check that. What's minus by a minus? Minus by a minus is a plus. Okay, right, because the signs are the same. So that's going to give me 12 plus 4. And our answer is going to be 16. This one here, part C, they're saying A, B, C. Difficult. I'm going to write, so A multiplied by B multiplied by C, because they're all stuck together. So what I'm going to have is 4 multiplied by minus 2 multiplied by minus 3. So I have 3 things to work out. So what I'm going to do is, for a second, I'm going to get rid of this minus 3. So I'm going to put a line through that. And I'm just going to worry about these 2 first. So I'm thinking, right, because if there's no sign in front of it, it's a plus, but I'm going to stick the plus in there just because we're kind of only getting used to signs. So I'm going to do plus 4 by minus 2. Well, 4 by 2 is 8. That's easy. The signs are different. The signs are different. Plus by a minus over here is a minus. Okay, go back. So we're going to have 4, so it's going to be minus 8. I'm going to put back in me minus 3 now. And finish it off. So again, I'm going to finish this off. 8 by 3 is 24. But I have a minus by a minus. Minus by a minus is a plus. It's plus 24. And that's our answer. One more, because it has a squared. A squared plus 2b minus c. So we have a squared plus 2b minus c. Okay. If you're not getting these at all, don't worry. We will go through this in the live class, even if it takes us over an hour. So a squared, what they're saying there, a is 4. So I'm subbing in for a. 4 squared plus 2 times, what's b? Minus 2 minus c. So c is minus 3. So don't forget there's 2 minuses there. Minus up here in the expression and minus there as well. Okay, so I'm just subbing in. I'm going to work some of it out. 4 squared, 4 by 4, it's going to be 16. 2 by 2 is 4, and the signs are different, so it's going to be minus 4. And because I have a minus by a minus, that's going to change to a plus 3. Okay, you might have to watch this a few times to kind of get a hang of it, or ask me. So 16 minus 4 is 12, plus 3 gives us 15. team. Okay, now I would spend a bit of time and maybe work out part B and part E and part F for the rest of the class. And what I'd like you to do is go down to 15 part 1. Now bear in mind, guys, we don't do homework in the third lesson of the week. This does not have to be finished for homework. So we'll go through these in class later on. But what I'd like you to do for the rest of today's class, I'd like you to do questions 1, 2, 3 and 4. Get as far as you can into that exercise in the time that is allowed within the hour. And we will take it up from there on Monday, and we're going to be live on Monday. And we'll kind of make headway into algebra. But we're doing really well, we're well on track. So if this takes us double the amount of time it needs to take us, because this is tricky, it's brand new, and so we're going to take our time motoring through this. Okay, if I'm not talking to you, have a great, I'll be talking to you in science, in the live class in science, but I will chat to you tomorrow.